Hi everyone, this is Rob at the Edge Power Sports with the dirt bike community. We're going to talk a little bit about wheel bearings, spokes, some maintenance you can do on those. Just keep everything a little happier, or even things to identify if things are starting to get a little crunchy on those bearings. So one big thing to ask yourself is, does your bike roll? Does it feel smooth when it's rolling, or is it kind of holding back on you? That might be a sign that the wheel bearings are starting to go a little south. Good way to actually check if the wheels are off the bike is you can actually reach inside. You do have to remove a spacer. Get inside here and you can just take a couple fingers and just kind of rotate. And if you're feeling some crunchiness, it's definitely time to replace those. If the bike is, if the wheels are on the bike, you can actually take the wheel and just rock it back and forth, and you can look down at the wheel bearing assembly, and you start seeing some deflection there, feeling that play. It's definitely time to replace those. One thing that we do here at the shop when we even do a service on changing tires and replacing some of those goodies is we'll actually take a rag and clean out your wheel seal right here, and then we'll take just a little acid brush, take a little grease on it, just to reapply some of that sealant grease in there. It's not really to keep things rolling free, it's more to keep some of that debris and moisture out of your wheel bearing. So a good waterproof grease is definitely recommended on that. Once you've done that and it's all clean and tidy, it's gonna pop your seal in, or your wheel spacer, excuse me, just like so, and that part's handled. And you can see if that rotates nice and clean, then you're good to go, okay? Now, one other thing that a lot of people don't realize, especially when they pick up a new bike, and even your bike that you've had for a long time, you've loved for a long time, spokes need to be maintained. They do get a little loose and start to flex a little bit. So one thing I would recommend doing, definitely get a truing stand. You can pick these up pretty cheap at local Harbor Freight store or something like that, or you can spend some extra money on them. But this is gonna help you out greatly. These are actually torque wrenches for your spokes. Typical torque setting on the KTMs, Huskies, GasCast on their wheels, you're looking at roughly 6 Newton meters or 4.4 foot-pounds of torque on these. The brilliant thing about these torque wrenches, you can actually find your spoke size, make sure it fits on that nipple, then you can actually set your torque setting to that proper spec that you need. This one's a little more on the pricier end. And then if you want to go with little bit more of a budget set, this is actually something that we use at the shop. So this one's actually one of the Husqvarna brands. So you can get that. And I think that one's roughly $234.99 out the door. Then if you want to go a little more of a budget, Warp 9 is actually a local company in Salt Lake City, Utah. We work with them all the time. I actually got a brand new set of Supermoto wheels for my bike from them about 2 days ago. But this is actually just a set torque wrench, so it doesn't have an adjustability on that, but it is set to spec. So once you turn it, it'll give that little pop detent click, and then you're at spec. So definitely a good process to go through your spokes. Typically on a new bike, about every 3 to 4 rides, you want to check out your spokes and make sure that they're properly tensioned up. If you have any questions about that, you can call your local dealership or stop by here and give us a chit chat. We do these all the time. We make sure your wheels are true and straight for you. But the bearings are definitely a big part of it as well. So if you have any questions on that, give us a shout here at the Edge Power Sports, or you can look us up online. We also we have Facebook as well, so you can contact us through there. So hopefully that helps out. Just remember, about every 3 to 4 rides, you definitely want to check those spokes and make sure they're all dialed up for you. All right, thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next time.